On the Way to Weather Trees by Luzie.
Many people think that clouds make rain, but this isn't true. For centuries, the family Nerachis have been controlling the weather. It's grandfather Kraglin who is doing it right now. His granddaughter, Ashley, must find the syrup of an old oak tree to allow her to control it too, because things are turning dreadful. When Kraglin finds Ashley in the garden, he sets thunderstorms over her, and the storms travel all over the planet. The Great Tsunami in Japan, that was when Ashley lost the riding competition on Kraglin's old horse. The door opened and made a loud creaking sound. Ashley breathed in the muffled air of the attic. Spiderwebs clutched the walls. Slowly, Ashley moved towards the ancient bookshelf. A rat bolted in front of her. She reached the old rag bookshelf and looked to the right. A humongous amber book with the title Maple Syrup Weather Trees was on the right. Ashley yanked the book from the bookshelf. She opened it. Ashley had a necklace shaped like a heart, and she felt the necklace for good luck. It had already helped her a dozen of times, like getting fifth in a riding competition and this way not getting a punishment from her grandfather. She rubbed it. She flipped through pages. Suddenly, a microscopic piece of paper fell out and fell to the floor. Ashley bent down to the floor and snatched it. She clutched her necklace tightly. She read, "An aged tree it is, full of syrup, so go. Get the syrup and whiz. Fill the syrup in the necklace, go home and rescue everything." Ashley figured it was her mom's handwriting, but how? Ashley! She heard her grandfather Kraglin scream from downstairs. She grabbed the paper and ran downstairs to get her punishment. She just had to find that syrup for the necklace, or her grandfather would flood the whole world with thunderstorms. In the morning, when Kraglin was still dozing, she grabbed a jacket and left because she was going to seek that tree. She went outside and jogged down a path. The sun shone brightly, but her hands were freezing, so she sunk them in her jacket pocket. Surprisingly, she found scrunched up paper in the pocket. While she was wondering about it, she unfolded it, and it said, "You will go and I will follow. You make one step, I make the second." How did that get there, and who was it from? Meanwhile, Kraglin awoke from his napping. He groaned and went to the kitchen to drink something, but on the way he noticed that Ashley wasn't there. He grabbed his jacket and his leather boots and he left, following Ashley's footprints, which had sunk deeply in the ground. Ashley had noticed a path leading towards a mammoth tree. She heard leaves crunch like someone was nearby and looked around, but nobody was there. She started to sprint, and when she saw the gigantic tree, her heart jumped twice. When she reached it, she sadly saw that the tree's leaves were not shaped like the ones from a maple syrup tree, and her heart sank. Something touched her shoulder. She span around and saw that it was a thin maple leaf. She looked around her and saw a slight, thin maple syrup tree. It was so tiny she had never noticed it because it was only about 6 feet tall. She became excited and opened up her necklace so she could pour in the syrup from the tree. She opened the inside of the tree with a hard rock and poured out some syrup. Then she put her necklace back on, which she had taken off, and she took a deep breath of air and said the same thing as Kraglin always said. "Rain, come." Nothing happened. But she tried it again, speaking much louder, but again, nothing. "No," she whispered. It was the wrong tree, so she had come all this way to find the false tree. Right then it started to rain and hail, and she groaned. Kraglin sent a storm over her. Ashley quickly ran back under the huge trees to not get soaked. She heard a faint "help," but she shook her head. No one lived here, and animals could not talk, as far as she knew. She heard it again, though, and ran through the bushes. The branches kept slapping back and scraping her arms and hands when she ran through them, but she did not care because someone needed help. She ran until she saw a unicorn. It had a misty green mane, a beautiful dark blue horn, and shiny wings. The unicorn had around his neck a necklace the same shape as her own. "Can I help you?" she asked. The unicorn looked at her and said, "Please, I stepped onto green glass." Ashley looked at his right forehoof, where a green glass piece was hanging from it. "Oh," she sighed and plucked up the glass. She opened her necklace to drink out the syrup because she was hungry. "Thank you. My name is Fuzzy. By the way, what's yours, and can I do you a favor? The wolves could have gotten me and torn me up." Ashley stopped moving. Yes, he had talked before, but she had not really noticed it and had kind of ignored it. Could animals really talk, or was this all a crazy dream? "Well, I'm Ashley, and could you take me to an ancient maple syrup tree? Could you also make the rain fade?" "Of course. By the way, it was me who chased you around. You have the same scent as your mother." Ashley wondered how he knew her mother, but then Fuzzy reached down with his horn to where her scrapes were. When the horn touched them, they were gone. "Now, climb on my croup," Fuzzy exclaimed. Ashley was not sure, but climbed on his back anyway, and magically the rain stopped. She wondered why and looked up to see a fine line above her. Under the line, no rain could fall. "Wow!" she yelped. Fuzzy started cantering, and suddenly they were in the air. He brought her to the maple syrup tree, which only took a few minutes, for she would have walked a few hours. She opened her necklace and filled in the actual syrup this time. She looked at Fuzzy and said, rain come," and it started to downpour. "Rain stop," she shouted before she would be too wet. Her heart bounced twice. It worked, and she had done it. "Ashley," she heard a howl. It was Croglin's low and mean voice. She quickly turned and saw that her grandfather was standing only about 20 feet away from her, and the rain was pouring over Croglin. His face was looking as if he'd explode from anger. "Rain, stop!" he screamed, but nothing happened because Ashley had taken the power. "I've lost my power because you found the syrup." He went to his knees and groaned. Then he lay still, completely still. Grandfather Croglin?" Ashley said, but he laid still. Fuzzy nudged her. "Let's go to your house." He was probably thinking that time was being wasted now. So they flew to their house and lived happily. Fuzzy lived with Croglin's rag-tired horse, who sadly died after a few months because of old age. Sometimes Fuzzy would leap over the paddock gate and roam the pastures and empty fields. He would soar over tall trees and playfully chase after tiny birds, which would fly away tweeting. There was still a free spirit in him.